Okay, I thought I'd do a little review about the Ducati Multistrada V4. This is a bike that I own, so there's no it's not going to be scripted. It'll be just how I found it. A nice Golf R there. So I bought this bike, or I ordered this bike around, I believe, January, February last year. Bought the bike so I had a V4 Panigale sports bike, and I thought this would be something that would be very similar. I paid about 16.5 grand for it. It's a standard bike, so it's not the S. It hasn't got all the electronic suspension. It's what I could afford at the time. I didn't want to do any finance on it. So the bike itself, like I say, when I first bought it, I was told the bike had sat nav, quick shifter, bits and pieces like that. So the bike arrived, it didn't have a quick shifter, didn't have sat nav, so hence the reason why I've got a Garmin fitted to this bike, which is not such a big problem, because if it fails for any reason, GPS or whatever, or phone signal, sorry, I can have a backup. But again, there's an extra cost of about £600, which was at the time wasn't welcome, but moving forward it's all right. So the bits I've added to this bike, I did a touring pack, which is the heated grips, centre stand and boxes. I've added an additional top box to it, so we've got that. Inner bags. So what you get with this, with the inner bags, so you get 3 normal bags, and you get a small little additional bag, and the reason by it is because above the exhaust there's a bit of a void, so I've used that bag for a chain. The bike itself, it's super smooth. It's it's great for touring for what I've done so far. I've only done 1900 miles on it, so last year was a bit of a write-off because you couldn't do much. The overall riding of the bike's great. It's for the money, is it worth the money? I'd say so. The engine's good. It's not, when I keep saying, oh, it's the V4, it's what's similar to what's in a Panigale, it's nothing like it. My Panigale V4 was just mental fast. It was, if you see in some of my other videos which I posted on track days, it's a completely different bike, so I wouldn't be misled by this conception that it's the same, because it's not. And if you're looking for an out-and-out sports bike, just buy a sports bike or a street fighter. You'll be better off. The Multistrada is built for touring, and that's what it's for, and to get yourself there quickly. Another thing a lot of people are saying is about fuel range. So people are saying, oh, I'm getting 200 miles per tank and all the rest of it. There's no way you're getting 200 miles per tank on one of these bikes. You're lucky if you get 155 before it runs out of fuel, because if you're getting 200 miles an hour, you're riding it super slow, and you're not riding it how it's supposed to be ridden. What's going on here? Get past this idiot. Yeah, and you're riding it super slow. So the main thing is, when you get a bike like this, is that you enjoy it. There's the good thing about Ducati, they seem to have improved their part system now, so if you need to get any bits for it as well, you can. It's not like the old days where you order something and put your finger in the air and hopefully you'll get it. It's more like within a couple of days. The dealers that I've used Motor Rapido for my parts for the last few years. Craig and Luke are really good, probably the best in the business for parts, to be honest. Know their stuff, and they're honest, and they tell you exactly when it's going to come. If it's going to take 2 weeks, it'll take 2 weeks. If they don't know, they don't know. They just tell you that, and that's I prefer that. The after sales dealership that I use is Ducati Cambridge. There's a guy there called Will who's really good, knows his stuff now. You know, fits you in when you can, which is great. They're doing some stuff for me in a couple of weeks, doing one thing for me, which is programming the heated seat that I've got for it. You need it, like especially like a day like today. You think it's nice and warm, but it's not. It's actually quite cold. So going back to running costs of the bike, yeah, servicing is expensive. You know, oil and filter change, £175. You know, so if you're used to riding a Ducati like me, you sort of get used to the costs over the years. It's a shame that you can't do the oil services yourself. You know, the dealers refuse to switch off the service lights, which is, you know, in my books is not good, because there's plenty of us out there which are good at working on Ducatis, which should be allowed to do it. But again, you know, it affects your warranty, so they say, but that's not the case because of block exemption. So going back to you know, my ownership experience, yeah, it's been good so far. You know, I've had quite a few Ducatis in my time, so I know what to expect at dealers. You know, it's only, you have to build up relationships with them. You know, you're not going to go in there and spend 20 grand and expect them to be your mates, because they're not. And any after sales support you get, you know, I had one for instance, you know, about, I don't know, just over 2 years ago, had a fault with a front wheel, and it took some time to get sorted out, but it did get sorted out. But prior to that, you know, the after sales on Ducati has been really bad. But again, you know, it's like any manufacturer, their hands are tied to a certain degree. You can't honestly say that, you know, everybody's going to do everything's under warranty or everything's going to be done, because that's not going to be the case. The main thing is that, you know, you get a good warranty with your bike. This bike's got 4 years warranty. You have to get the bike serviced every 2 years by a Ducati dealer, so it keeps that warranty alive. But yeah, what else would I say about it? So anyway, what bits has it got? Cruise control, which is cool, which had to be programmed in. Heated grips, fog lights, got the crash bars, got the handlebar guards, taller screen, tinted wings on the front, which I really like. Sets the front of the bike off. What else is on this? I was going to buy the wheels for it, the spoke wheels, but I'm going to see how I get on with this trip in Morocco later on in the year, and whether I keep this or I upgrade it to an S, or whatever's out at the time. I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely not going back to a BMW, 100%. Too much money, you know. GS is way too much money these days. They do good PCP plans, but like I said before, I don't like buying bikes on finance. It never seems to work out. It's different with cars, and also the deposits that the dealers want is massive as well, and you know, I don't see reason why behind that. Oh god, what's going on here? Should I get around this guy? Oh mate, funny old lanes. See, this is a road called Leighton Buzzard. It's a bit like a TT circuit. I love it. It's fantastic, and it's literally up the road from me, so it's not too bad. And now it's starting to rain now. It's a bit of rubbish. It's not supposed to be raining today. Anyway, I'll go out and have a bit of fun. So yeah, so for touring, this bike will be cracking. You know, I had the 1260 Enduro before. Really good bike, fully loaded bike. This is, I don't know, it feels very similar. The engine note's obviously different. At the two bikes, let me be honest, I think I preferred the 1260 Enduro. A lot of people didn't like them for some reason, thought they were ugly.